Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Facebook and Instagram live session. And this is session number 23, where tonight I'll be talking about the 5 pathways to validate engineering qualification in Australia. And tonight will be the last live session of the year. Next week is the 31st of December, which is New Year's Eve, and I'll be giving a break. And I'll be coming back on the 7th of January. And 2020 will be a very exciting year. I'm planning many different things to help you guys to validate your engineer degree in Australia. I'm also planning to share a lot of the day-to-day things that as an engineer, you probably will be doing once you get your engineering qualification validated. I'm also planning my next free workshop, validation workshop, which is going to be sometime in February. So please keep an eye on your email. If you're not subscribed yet to my website, please subscribe to my website, www.engineersinaustralia.com. And by doing so, you will get notifications about the free validation workshop happening in February. So first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida. I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website to share valued content and useful information to assist you in the journey to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia, and also to share the day-to-day of an engineer and to discuss subjects about workplace health and safety, environmental management, and also some job opportunities. And if you stay until the end, I will give you my free ebook that I wrote about the 10 challenges that most overseas engineers they face when they arrive in Australia. So let's start with the content. So as I said before, in this live session tonight, I'll be talking about the pathways to validate your engineering qualification with Engineers Australia. And if you don't know yet, there are 3 occupational categories in engineering recognized by Engineers Australia. The first category is professional engineer. The second category is engineering technologists. And the third category is engineering associate. And for immigration purposes, according to the booklet, the additional engineering manager category is also recognized. However, applicants should note that this occupation is not an engineering occupation, but belongs to the ANZ SCO group of managers. Therefore, a positive result will not allow automatically as a member of Engineers Australia. And there are 5 pathways to the migration skills assessment, and they fall into 2 categories: accredited and non-accredited qualifications. Under the accredited qualifications, there are 4 pathways following the accredited qualifications, and there is 1 pathway for non-accredited qualifications and for engineering managers. So first, the 4 pathways of accredited qualifications. Pathway number 1, for those who obtain an Australian degree recognized by Engineers Australia. The pathway number 2, the qualifications recognized by the Washington Accord for Professional Engineers. Pathway number 3, the qualifications recognized by the Sydney Accord for technologists or engineering technologists. And pathway number 4, the qualifications recognized by the Dublin Accord for engineering associate or technicians. And the 5th pathway is for qualifications not accredited by Engineers Australia, or for those applying under engineering manager, which is by applying under the Competency Demonstration Report, or CDR for short. So please note that Engineers Australia, it's very clear in the booklet that they do not provide any pre-assessment services. It's your responsibility to identify the correct pathway to your qualification. So if you apply under pathway number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, it is your responsibility to decide and to define which pathway you're going to apply. And I will explain the pathways to the recognition diagram, which is in the Migration Skills Assessment booklet of Engineers Australia. And you can find this diagram on page number 7 of that booklet. The link to download the copy of the pathway diagram can be found on Engineers Australia website, or if you have access to my website, there's a copy also there to help you. And also I've translated a version to Portuguese for those Brazilian engineers, which is also available on my website. So I wrote my website in the comments, www.engineersinaustralia.com, if you want to access and have a look at the pathways diagram. So talking about a little bit in more details, each pathway. Pathway number 1 for professional engineers, engineering and technologists, and engineering associates. If your qualification is accredited by Engineers Australia and is listed as fully accredited according to the signatories published list, and the date of your qualification corresponds to the accreditation dates, and you would like to be evaluated according to your degree and course content, then you can apply for the Australian qualification pathway. There is a list of the recognized institutions and the recognized courses in Australia that are recognized under pathway number 1. So you're gonna make sure that your course and your institution, they are in that list, and your graduation is on that year or after that year. Pathway number 2 for professional engineers. If your qualification is from a country that is fully signatory of the Washington Accord, and your qualification is obtained in the same year or after the country became a full signatory to the Washington Accord, then and the date of your qualification matches with accreditation dates listed, and you want to be evaluated according to your degree and course content, so you can apply under the Washington Accord pathway. The Washington Accord, together with the Sydney Accord and the Dublin Accord, they are part of the International Engineering Alliance. So you can have a look, you can Google International Engineering Alliance and Google signatories, and then you can find the countries that are full signatories to the Washington Accord, they are full signatories to the Sydney Accord, and they are full signatories of the Dublin Accord. There are some countries that they are provisional signatories. Those countries that are provisional signatories, if you have graduated in institutions from those countries, provisional signatories, you still got to do the CDR. The Washington Accord, Sydney Accord, and the Dublin Accord, they just work with those countries that are full signatories of those accords. Pathway number 3 for engineering technologists. This is for this full Sydney Accord signatory countries. So if you graduated from an institution of a country that is a full signatory of the Sydney Accord, and your qualification was obtained in the same year or after the country became a Sydney Accord signatory, and is listed as fully accredited under the signatory published list, and the date of your qualification corresponds to the accreditation lists dates listed, and if you wish to be evaluated according to your degree and the course content, you can then apply under the Sydney Accord pathway. So remembering, Sydney Accord is for engineering technologists, and you got to make sure that your institution is from a country which is a full signatory of that particular accord. Pathway number 4 for engineering associates. If your qualification is from a full Dublin Accord signatory country, and the qualification is obtained the same year or after the Dublin Accord country signatory, and is listed as fully accredited according to the signatories published list, and the date of your qualification corresponds to the accreditation dates listed, and you wish to be evaluated according to your degree and course content, you can apply for the Dublin Accord pathway. So just refreshing the Washington Accord, Sydney Accord, and the Dublin Accord. So for professional engineers, if you graduated from an institution from a country which is a full signatory of the Washington Accord, you can apply under pathway number 2. You can find the list of countries that are full signatories when you Google International Engineering Alliance, Washington Accord, signatories, and then you can see if your country is part of the list. And then pathway number 5, your qualification is not accredited or is from a country not listed in the agreements, Washington Accord, Sydney Accord, or Dublin Accord. And therefore, you must apply by the Competency Demonstration Report, or CDR pathway. So these are the 5 ways to get your engineering qualification recognized in Australia. Most of the countries, they will fall under the pathway number 5, which is the CDR pathway, Competency Demonstration Report. For example, I'm a Brazilian engineer. I'm graduated from a Brazilian institution, and Brazil is not a signatory of any of those accords. And my course and my university is not recognized by Engineers Australia. Therefore, I got to apply from the CDR pathway. There are many, many other countries that they're also not signatories to the accords, nor they are recognized by Engineers Australia. So you have to go under the CDR pathway. And the pathways to recognition are in the diagram contained in the Engineers Australia Migration Skills Assessment Booklet, page number 7. So if you Google Engineers Australia Migration Skills Assessment Booklet, you will find the PDF, and then you go to page number 7. There is a diagram where you can find all the 5 different pathways. So engineering professionals graduating from countries that are not signatories to the accords we just talked about, as I said, like myself, like Brazilian institutions, must necessarily compile the CDR, Competency Demonstration Report, which is an assessment based primarily on university qualifications and competencies demonstrated by the candidate. I'll probably be doing another live session about the CDR steps. There are a number of steps that you need to follow to make sure that you put together your CDR, so Engineers Australia can assess your competencies. But this live session is already 15 minutes, so we'll be talking about the CDR steps in a future live session. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the content. And if you're still not subscribed to my website, please subscribe now. My website address, www.engineersinaustralia.com, is in the comments. Please make sure that you subscribe so you can get my emails with notifications of new live sessions, new videos, and also news about my next free validation workshop, which is going to be sometime in February next year. Also, if you have questions, please write down in the comments or send me an email. My email address is admin@engineersinaustralia.com. My email address is also in the comments in Instagram and Facebook as well. So make sure that you send me your suggestions, your questions. If you have an idea for future live sessions or videos that you would like me to record, please send me as a comment or as an email, and I will endeavor to record and talk about this subject. And as promised, if you haven't downloaded my free ebook about the 10 challenges that most overseas engineers they face when they arrive in Australia, you can request your free PDF by clicking on the link that I'm just going to paste now. I've got 2 versions. One version in Portuguese, which was the original version. When I started this project, my plan was just to help my fellow Brazilian engineers, but a lot of other engineers start asking me questions, so I decided to translate, and I've written in an English version as well. So if you haven't downloaded yet, I'm just pasting the first link, which is in English, and then the second link is the ebook in Portuguese. And I'm going to write in Instagram as well. So it's www.bit.ly/ebook 10 challenges. Make sure that you observe the capital letters because the link is capital letter sensitive. And then the Portuguese version, bit.ly/ebook 10 desafios. So once you request the PDF version, if you are not subscribed to my website yet, you need to confirm your email address. So once you fill the form with your name, your email address, and your phone number, you will receive an email with a button. You just need to confirm your email, and then a subsequent email will be sent with the PDF so you can download. I did that because a lot of people, they were subscribing to my website and they were having some misspelling in the email address, and they were never getting my PDF, and they were calling me saying, Gerson, I didn't get my PDF, and when I checked, was the email address that was wrong. So I would like to really thank you very much for your participation. And tonight, as I said before, is the last session of 2019. I would like to thank you guys very much for all the support, for all your attention and participation during this almost 8 months of my project, Engineers in Australia. And I wish you guys a Merry Christmas, a very happy Christmas, and a great 2020. I wish that all your dreams, they come true, especially the dream of being validated as an engineer in Australia. I will help you guys with whatever I can. Check my videos on my YouTube channel. I've got more than 50 videos there. Just search Gerson Ida in the YouTube and you will find my channel there. So, and I'll see you again on the 7th of January 2020 here on Facebook or Instagram, always Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Brisbane time. Have a happy Christmas and a happy New Year, and I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.